Jeff Immelt says he's looking at all options for the sale of NBC Universal. The GE CEO said the company has looked at an IPO and added that he's completely comfortable keeping NBC as part of GE. He did not, though, comment on whether GE is talking to Comcast. And my next guest thinks NBC is mispriced and that people are missing the mark when they talk about a Comcast buyout. Leo Hindery is well known in the media world as the former CEO of TCI, Global Crossing, and AT&T Broadband, and is now head of private equity firm InterMedia Partners, which focuses on media deals. And Leo, great to have you back in the studio with us.
Always fun, Betty.
Okay, so I want to tackle this NBC Comcast potential deal first. You say it's mispriced. You mean that the value, what do you mean by that?
What I said to your colleague last night, Betty, is this is one of those transactions that's going to be really tough to put together. And the reason is that the NBC assets are quite cyclical. And this is a really tough economy. Their values are down because the economy is so down.
We're at the bottom of the cycle with them.
Whereas the Comcast assets that are proposed to be put into the venture are less cyclical. This isn't Comcast, the cable company. These are the programming assets of Comcast. They live in the multi-channel cable world. Most of their revenue comes from subscription as opposed to advertising. And the NBC assets are still very ratings driven, very advertising oriented. So when you try to put together two companies that have different phases of the cycle, it gets tough.
Right, so Comcast is going to want to buy it for less, and NBC is going to want to sell it for more. I mean, GE is going to want to sell it for more.
And there are some time pressures on this transaction because of Vivendi's opportunities owning the piece that's in play. And again, I don't envy Jeff Immelt. He has superb assets, obviously at the bottom of a trough. The Comcast assets that are proposed to be the sister of the merger are riding a higher plane right now.
So what does that mean then, Leo? I mean, if they can't get a deal done, is Jeff Immelt going to be smart to hang on to NBC or to maybe even launch it into an IPO?
I think Jeff Immelt is almost without peer intellectually and as a leader in this country, in this industry. He will do the right thing. It's a challenge, though, brought on by the time frame, Betty, of the Vivendi opportunity to get out of their interest. So, Jeff, this is not a great time for Vivendi to exercise what it's put. And but Jeff Immelt is very good at this.
What's the right thing, though, Leo, in your view?
Well, the right thing is to maximize the value for your shareholders. There aren't a lot of parties interested in these assets. There's a lot of false speculation that other companies are interested.
Like News Corp, like Liberty?
They're not. They're not. The nature of these assets are such that they don't fit regulatorily and strategically with News Corp or Liberty, and so people who speculate that something might happen there are just an error, in my opinion.
But you actually have said Time Warner. It could be a good fit for Time Warner, but they've already said they're not interested.
What Time Warner, its asset mix and the NBC assets would blend well. Jeff Bewkes, who runs Time Warner, has suggested he's not interested. So that compounds the challenge for Jeff Immelt. I'm convinced he'll do the right thing, but I don't envy him. Again, you've got a apples and oranges kind of value proposition going on.